Our bungalow has gone through quite a transition from when we first started working on it 6 months ago. Join us today right here on For Your Home when we start to put the finishing touches on the interior and the exterior of our FYH project house. We started renovation on our 1923 Arts and Crafts bungalow 6 months ago. Homeowners Liz and Lee have seen a lot of changes not only in the home, but also in their family. Their little boy was born 3 months ago, and now everybody is excited to get moved back into their home. One of the big changes was the exterior of the home. We replaced the old wood siding with low maintenance materials. We got a lot of help on that project with Gary Gentle and his crew. Take a look. Hey Gary, I'm so glad you could come out today to check on the work. So how do we do?
A stellar job, to say the least.
The installers really worked hard on it.
Absolutely.
Because we were blending together the old part of the house with the new part of the house, and we didn't want it to look like old and new together. You visit so many job sites all day. What are you seeing as trends that people are wanting to use with vinyl siding?
The biggest trend that I see is the colors, the darker colors. People realize are starting to realize that you can get vinyl in darker colors and wider profiles. The look of cedar, if you will, or fiber cement, but without the maintenance.
We had this really wide overhang on the house that Shannon, our builder, was able to keep and duplicate on the new part of the house. And that would have been a lot of work painting this overhang.
I mean, when you're talking about painting, that is a 6 to 8 year cycle that never goes away, so it's a constant cost.
You know, one of the things that I was amazed about is I was reading some of the reports about energy saving, because we did insulated siding out here on this house. Tell me, how much can they expect to save with their utility bills versus like regular kinds of siding or something else on the house?
It's hard to come up with a specific percentage because you don't know how often someone's doing their laundry and using the utilities, but it can range from 5 to 25%. The insulated siding, you get almost an R3, which is about 4 to 5 times that of wood or fiber cement.
I think that it's really important to always take a look at that going forward cycle. I've talked to Liz and Lee about that a lot. I want to thank you for helping us keep that under control for them, and you guys did a great job. Tell them I really do appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Glad to help.
Now this is the location of our original porch on this house, but we've made it like a brand new porch because we got rid of all of the old materials, starting with the columns. The columns had layers and layers of paint on them, so we replaced those with PVC material so that they'll be maintenance free. The same is true with the railing. The old railing had tons of paint on it and it was peeling. We replaced it with PVC materials. Now Lee and Liz will never have to paint it again, and that's a real blessing when you get ready to start painting railing like this. The floorboards are the deck boards that we have here on the porch. Those had problems with termites in them and tons of coats of paint on. So we replaced that with a new composite material, and I absolutely love the look of it. It looks like hardwood flooring. It's really hard to believe that this is a composite material. So with this whole porch area, including the beadboard above us, has all been replaced with materials that are either low maintenance or no maintenance at all. Now, to make this really a good usable section of the house, because we have a really narrow lot, we added an identical porch to the other side of this area. So that gives us a great access to the house. The back porch, they can use for the family to come in and out of. Front porch, that's for guests, or they can set up some nice chairs out here and enjoy entertaining on it. To bridge the two porches together, we had to figure out a way that would make them be more unified. Originally there was just an old cement block here, or cement slab there. We decided to go with a combination of bricks and pavers. I think it's a great combination. The pavers have the nice, rich, brownish gold tones that we have on our porch boards, and the brick ties back in with the brick foundation of the original house. Now, when we got ready to select what kind of pavers that we wanted to use for a back patio that Lee kind of has in his mind that he wants to do this spring, I asked Tim to come out from Pavestone to give me a hand in picking out some materials. Take a look. Tim, thank you for bringing out these samples for us to take a look at. You know, I love the way that the pavers turned out here between the two porches for the transition area. It's really a nice breakup of all that brick that we would have had before. You know, what Liz and Lee are thinking about doing, because we don't have a real patio area because of the narrow lot, they're thinking about putting a patio right at the back of the driveway here. And I suggested to them that we maybe change up the pavers. That's the reason I needed new samples. These are kind of a small format. What do you think we should use?
One of the most popular paver types that we have are going to be a multi-piece. They've got a little bit of clefting on them to give it a natural stone look.
Yeah, that does have like a nice stone look to it.
It does. This actual paver comes in 4 different sizes.
Okay.
Which will give you a regular look, but it still goes together nicely for the installer or whoever might be installing it.
All right, so by going to the larger format, it just is going to make the patio seem larger?
Yes, ma'am.
Well?
It's going to give it a really nice look. We like the larger stones because it doesn't look as busy.
Okay, all right. Now, because these are small like what we worked with already, but just in a different kind of color format.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, these are going to be smaller units.
Yeah.
It gets a little busy on large projects.
Okay, we're trying to save money around here, as you know,
Okay.
the whole project. And Lee and them are looking at doing this project themselves. How would they go about figuring out how much, you know, how many stones they would need, what size, and all if it's a DIY?
Right, so we've got both a website and a mobile app, and if you go to it, you are actually able to pick out the size and shape of the paver you want to use on your project.
Okay.
Just take the square footage after you've measured out your desired area, and you just input it in, and it will actually give you everything you need to know for that project in terms of material.
Okay, so it'll tell you how many big ones you need, how many small ones, medium, all the different sizes?
Actually, the ratio will be completely up to you as a designer, since you are doing it yourself, whether you're choosing it or installing it. But it does give you the overall square footage, and either your contractor or your local distributor can help you out with how to mix and match.
Okay.
Great.
As always, Tim, great
ma'am.
working with you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, Rob.
Hi, Vicki. How are you?
Good. My gosh, this is looking so pretty.
Thank you very much.
Of course, I knew it would if you're doing it. You know, it's fantastic. You know, when we were working with this whole project, it was like the fireplace was Lee's big thing. He wanted it to work.
Right.
And of course, there's a lot of mechanical reasons that it's not working, like it needs a new chimney, and it wasn't in the budget, but we wanted him to end up with a great looking fireplace as a focal point. So that's why I said, Rob, come help me.
I did. I met with Liz and Lee, and we spoke a little bit about what they were looking for. And I went back. I did 4 different options for them. I sent them, and this is the one that they chose. A very traditional arts and crafts to go with the architecture of the house.
Well, you know, I think that's wonderful because we keep talking about it being a 1923 arts and crafts bungalow, but when you get in and start redoing them, they kind of lose some of their personality. This is what's going to anchor the entire concept in the house.
Right.
And tell me a little bit about the wood you used in it and some of the techniques.
Yeah, we went traditional with the quarter sawn white oak with all of our panels. We did an inlay of wenge, which is indigenous to Africa, because I like the heavy grain. It's a heavy open grain similar to the oak, and it just complements, I think, your black granite that you have on the floor.
Yeah, we had to replace that piece of granite because the other one was cracked, you know, and broken. So I think it looks really pretty with it as well. Tell me what's going to go on above this.
And we're going to go right up next with our mantle shelf, which is going to have nice detailed dovetails in the corners. And then we've got matching pilasters up on top of this, lining up right up to the ceiling. And then we've got a double crown going up top that also has a single and a triple dovetail up the ceiling. And then we're going to fill the whole center with a big arched bevel mirror.
It's going to turn out absolutely beautiful, as all of your work always does, and I can't wait. I've got a new project starting in the woods that I think you're going to really love.
That sounds great.
I'll give you a call. Thanks. I'll let you get back to work.
Seeing you.
Talk about a transformation. Look at this kitchen. Who wouldn't want to have a kitchen as beautiful as this? You remember the old kitchen that Liz had? Oh my gosh. Well, maybe I should call that her kitchen/laundry room, because she had the washer and dryer right in the middle of the kitchen. Now she has a huge kitchen, which is what she needs with as large a family as she has. Let's go through some of the details of what Liz picked out for this space. First of all, the cabinetry. She went with a glazed cabinets. It's kind of a cream with a gray glaze on it. And you'll notice as we go through the house, she kind of has a gray theme going here. These are really beautiful. They have a nice wood interior as well as exterior, so they'll last a really long time. Now for appliances, Liz decided to go with a range and wall ovens. She went with 2 wall ovens, which are great, especially if you're planning a big family dinner. You can put a turkey in one and the casseroles in the other. this is a really nice way to use your space. For a cook range, instead of a range, she went with a cooktop. And on the cooktop, she went with 6 burners. Obviously, Liz is planning on doing a lot of cooking and a lot of pasta making, because she also added a pot filler right over the stove that she can bring out and fill those big pots. Now, the tile on the back of the wall, love the tile. It's really a beautiful, remember when we were installing this glass tile with the combination of marble and glass in the center of it and framed out with the marble edging? It's a beautiful touch. Now, the inside and the bottom of the cabinets really have a lot of fabulous features. Take a look at this. Organization is key. And Liz really took advantage of that by laying out all the zones in her kitchen. This is a drawer right next to her range, and it's designed to hold those long utensils. By putting them on an angle instead of going up and down, you can get a lot more in that drawer. Down below, well, we have pull-out shelves. That's a great feature for anyone, whether you are a young family or you're one of the seniors. So I love the pull-out shelves. Now the island, take a look at this island. This is a huge space, and when you're going to be having 5 sit down for a snack or dinner, you need this much room. Now Liz went very practical. She went with a quartz material for her countertops. This is just basically indestructible. You can get lemon juice or tomatoes or Kool-Aid on this, and it's not going to stain it as it would a marble. But it's sort of a faux marble look. I think it looks very beautiful in here. For the kitchen sink, again, back to those big pasta pans and those big roasters for family meals, she went with a farm sink. And not just any farm sink, though. She went with a nice wide one with a beautiful apron front on it, rather than just a plain white one. For her faucets, she has the one tall faucet of the sink, and it has a pull-off sprayer on it. Those are really super handy. I like those. I have them in my own home. And then we have a hot water dispenser, which when you have little kids, that is so great for making cereals or any of those kind of things that you need, or if you want a quick cup of hot tea for yourself. This is a really great laid out kitchen for the cook. We have lots of space in here. Now this is Liz's new laundry room, and you know, they're a young couple, and this color definitely says youth, doesn't it? It's coral. Now Liz has got a plan for this room. She has selected a black washer and dryer that are going to be delivered later today. So when she gets the black in here with the gray floors, the coral walls, and take a look at the tile that she chose for the back, has this great little design and the mosaic pattern. They're stainless steel tiles mixed together with some granite and with some glass. This room is really going to pop, and I'll tell you right now, her laundry day blues, that they're going to be chased right away in this room. Now, the cabinets, she went with exactly the same cabinets that she put into the kitchen, and that's kind of nice when you carry that theme through in some of your cabinetry. For the hardware in the laundry room, she chose pull handles. They're open in the front. They're a fun-looking little handle. In the kitchen, you know, she went with pull knobs as well, but they're a solid handle. So mix that up just a little bit. Down the back of her laundry room, she's got this great closet that she can use to store lots and lots of laundry room materials, soaps, those kinds of things. Or if she chooses, she can take the shelves out and use it as a broom closet. How about the bathrooms? Well, come on. This bathroom has got to accomplish a lot of goals. First of all, it's got to look really pretty because it's going to be the powder room when guests come to visit. It's also the bathroom for 3 kids to use and a mother-in-law. So this bathroom is going to get a lot of work out. Now we're still putting the finishing touches on things. As you can see, all the little green tape and little patches here and there, but we're getting to the finishing line. In the bathroom, Liz decided to go with more of a mushroom color for the cabinets. That way it's not too feminine and it's not too masculine because we've got boys and girls using this space. She went again with a solid quartz material on the countertops. This one has a real look of marble on it. I love the tones to it, a very nice match. She went in with a nice large sink in this area. You know, this is plenty big if 2 kids have to be trying to use it at the same time. And some really pretty chrome fixtures for this space. The hardware, a little bit more transitional, square edges on it, polished chrome again, ties back in with the fixtures. And in our other room, we added a door to this section, so it kind of works as a Jack and Jill bathroom. Somebody can still brush their teeth while somebody's taking a shower or using the toilet. So this area here gets closed off. The tub is going to be probably the most popular thing in this whole house for the kids and the adults because it's an air tub. And an air tub, unlike some of your jet tubs, it just aerates really soft little bubbles up while you're in it. They put in not only a shower head in the tub area, they also put a handheld, which is really great if you've got a pet that you have to wash down or those little kids, because they can get dirtier than the pets sometime. Let's go see what Liz and Lee did for their bathroom in the master suite. Come on. Black and white is one of the most classic combinations that you can use for a bathroom. And this house was built in 1923, and chances are a lot of houses that were built during that time period had black and white bathrooms. That was the inspiration for Liz when we started designing this bathroom. If you look at the floor, that's very classic. You'll see this in homes all across the country that were built in the 1920s as well as today. So I think it's a great classic look for her. For the cabinetry, Liz went with plain white, but she added detail by having a raised panel in the middle of the door. Keeps them from looking very boring. Now for the hardware, she went with a really nice chrome hardware. It's a very traditional pull on it, again staying with that traditional black and white bathroom. So are the fixtures that she's using. I love these. These are one of my favorite styles of fixtures that you can put in a bathroom. The sink's nice, square, deep, perfect for bathrooms. Now here's where Liz's own personality comes into this to play. First of all, countertops. Now black countertops, just plain black, would be more classic, or white marble. Instead, Liz went with a solid quartz material that has flecks of mirror in it, so when the light hits it, you can see how it sparkles. Gives it a little more youthful look to it. Over the over the countertops, she has a nice big window to let in natural daylight. So she utilized the space on the other side of the vanity to put a tower on this side and a tower on the other side. That's nice when two people are sharing a bathroom. I want to show you one of the features that they put into the drawers in the guest bathroom as well as in here, and that's these pull-out trays. These are cosmetic trays. You know how you have all those kind of little things, or even for guys, shaving and tweezers and different things? You can put them in, slide the top over it so it gives you double storage. She really did some nice planning in accessing all of these areas. Now, we left the plain old traditional style bathroom as soon as we moved to the shower. Take a look at this space. Now this is what I call a pimped out shower, wouldn't you? It's plenty big for 1, 2, even 3 people. Now, right in the top, we have all the bells and whistles in here. Right at the top, we have a rain head shower, and that just comes right down over you like you're standing out in the rain. Then we have dual shower heads, so if you are showering with a friend, you don't have to fight who gets under the water. And to make it even more fun in here, we've added a handheld shower head as well. Now, if you're going to be showering maybe the little guy with his dad, this is perfect for them because you can hose them off so easily. But for me, I love these for when you're cleaning the shower that you can rinse it all down. Great feature. Now, being true to Liz's nature, she had to jazz things up in the shower a little bit as well. Look at the way that she used the tile. We have basic classic white tiles throughout all the walls, and then here we've added a vertical stripe of black glass and black marble just coming right down the back. That's a new trend we're seeing a lot of, and that is to incorporate vertical stripes, not always just horizontal ones around the sides of the shower or a bathtub enclosure. So if you're planning on a bathroom, maybe think about using a little bit of a vertical stripe for a change. We did everything we could do to hold on to as much of the old charm that this little bungalow had while bringing it into the 21st century. For example, we put in energy efficient windows, we put in insulated siding, all new insulation throughout the whole house, and a great new heating and cooling system. Now this is Derek Maris, and he's with Train, and he was really a key player in bringing this house into the 21st century, correct?
That's correct.
When I take a look at the furnace underneath the house, because that's where we put it in the crawl space, because we didn't have room in the attic, and that was new for me because I had never seen that happen before. And when I look at the air conditioning unit setting out back, they look pretty much the same to me. So what's different about them?
They may look the same as typical air conditioners that you see, but what's different is, number one, they're variable speed. So we brought them into the 21st century by allowing that unit to run only at the speed that's needed to keep the comfort in the home very, very, very close. In fact, between the unit and the control, the thermostat that we have on the wall, we can maintain a temperature in the home of within half a degree. We actually have some real life cases where it's much closer to that temperature control.
Okay, so that's a big change from what we've had before.
It is. Typically an air conditioner or furnace would kick on, it would heat up the house, then it would shut off and the house would cool down. And you'd get these temperature
So
swings.
it's just going boom, boom,
With
boom
this
all the
unit,
time.
it only runs at the speed you need to maintain that speed or that temperature.
So what you're telling me about this variable speed, that's going to have a reduction on those costs for them, correct?
Absolutely. It's a very high efficient unit from a seasonal energy efficiency ratio. It's a 20 SEER, and a typical unit is 13 or 14 SEER, so it's much more efficient both on the heating and the cooling. Plus we've got a new control, our XL950 control. It's got a 7-inch touchscreen, high definition touchscreen. And with that control, you can set up and set down your indoor temperature. It'll also tell you your outdoor temperature and the humidity in your home.
Okay.
And with the variable speed system, it'll actually tell you at what speed, what percentage of speed is running. So you can take a look at it, and on a day when you don't need a lot, it might show you that you're running at 30%. That means you're saving money.
Now that I know that we can put these furnaces under the house, I'm going to have to remember that the next time I'm designing, because that's a pretty efficient way to handle things.
It is. In the application, you can put them under the house horizontal, you can put them in the attic. Many people put them in a closet or in a garage.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your help.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I thought I'd find you in here all admiring your work on the house.
Yeah.
I think it's looking great. I know we've still got a few details to iron out. What did you think about the design? I think it turned out great.
Well, it looks exactly like I envisioned in my plans. It's just amazing how you can take a very small house and just absolutely turn it into a house that lives large. The rooms are a wonderful size. You have a sense of open plan, but room definition at the same time.
Now, Shannon, you had some issues with termites.
Every time we opened up another wall, there was more damage. We took it one wall at a time and one joist at a time and cleaned everything up and got it back to basically new construction now.
But I think that the fireplace mantle that Rob has built for them is going to totally make them so happy. And then when they've got enough money,
Yep.
they can go in and get it. Because everything to fix that fireplace is going to be on the outside of the house, right?
Yes, we've fixed everything around it. All the wood is done.
Well, you know, we tore out a lot of walls. So now it's open, but I like the fact that there's still some definition to rooms here.
All the rooms are in the right places, and I mean, if you look at the size of this kitchen, this is a kitchen you'd see in a very large home.
Absolutely. I don't know anybody that wouldn't be happy with a kitchen like this. And I think that's important because, you know, they have multiple generations of people living in this house.
Yes.
And in the living room area, I really like the way that the judge's paneling turned out, because that defines the dining room without it having to be a separate room.
Yes, and so many times in this open plan, it becomes just one big room, where this floor plan, actually, the living space is L-shaped around the kitchen. So we have the openness from the kitchen to the dining room, and we have a back door also into the living room, but you just don't feel like everybody's living in one
Exactly.
big room, but we still have the flow.
Well, I think you guys did a great job, and I know Liz and Lee are just chomping at the bit to get in here. Well, it was fun working with you guys again.
Absolutely.
I really enjoyed it. After I left the house, I stopped by Liz and Lee's workplace to see how they thought that the house was coming together. Hey guys.
Hey. How are you?
Good, I'm doing great. Now you're all moved in after 6 months of being out of the house.
Yes.
What do you think?
Oh, we love it. We love the amount of space. I feel like, Lee and I talked last night, I feel like everyone has a place to be. Before, you know, if you wanted to be in the kitchen and talk to someone, you really couldn't. You were standing, you know, next to the washer and dryer and all that. So it's so nice just for everyone to have their own space and area to be.
What's your favorite room in the house?
I'd say the kitchen. Obviously, you do more cooking than I do.
Well, I think that it's a great kitchen. I mean, no matter whose house, whether small house or a big house, it's a great kitchen. Tell me that your favorite room has got to be the master shower.
The master bathroom with the shower, double vanity, water closet by itself, and then the closet is a great little spot that is something that I never thought we would have something that nice.
Tell me about the living space. How's that working out for you now? Because your living room used to run across the front of the house. We've now changed it and it runs in an L shape, you know, with the dining room and the living area.
We love it. We love how we have our furniture kind of sectioned off, so it really defines that as the informal living room.
And then the former living room it is set up, it does not have to be that large, which it's not, but it gives you a formal spot for people to sit when you have more than, say, 3 or 4 guests over.
Right.
And how about that fireplace mantle? Rob did a fabulous job,
It's
didn't he?
gorgeous.
beautiful.
If it could just work, it'd be
If the
better.
fireplace works, right.
But hey, with one step at a time.
The porches on the side, are those working out well for you?
Yes, love it. We put a TV on the back one, so it's really a nice place to hang out when Lee's outside grilling and we can kind of all be outside. We've really enjoyed it.
Well, I am looking forward to getting over there and seeing it for myself now that you've put all your own decorating touches on it. I had a great time working with you guys, and it was just a really good experience to take a house that was 1,200 square feet, add another 900 to it, and make it a house that functions so well for your whole multi-generational family.
Absolutely.
So enjoy it for a long time.
Thank you very
We will.
much.
Thank you.
Do you want to know more about the projects today or our guests? Visit us on the web. You're going to find great behind-the-scenes shots, streaming video, project ideas. We even have an e-newsletter with tips and ideas. It's foryourhome.com. We had a great time working on this 1920s bungalow. Now listen, Lee, well, they have the house in the neighborhood that they love and one that can accommodate their family for many years to come. Join me next time right here on For Your Home when we'll have more great projects for your home.